I know 3 unmistakable signs that scream it's time to quit your job. Don't ignore them. You feel stuck.
I'm 27 years old.
You are tired. You want something more fulfilling. But listen, before you just walk out the door, there are things to consider. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the 3 signs it's time to quit your job, and at the end, I will show how you can make it. Now, after getting fired from my construction job just before my second daughter was born, they still owed me $1,300 for my work. It really highlighted the risk of depending on someone else's paycheck. That's when I shifted gears and started working on my own project from home. While I'm not a millionaire yet, I found a way to pursue my dreams without limits on how much I can earn. So today I will share what's helped me escape a job I hate and what to do next. But I want to be clear that this journey isn't easy. I still struggle sometimes, but it's worth it. What's kept me going is sheer determination. I'm just a regular immigrant guy who wants something more from this life, so if I can do it, so can you. Real quick, before we dive in, many people have asked me about my journey from construction to working from home. Some are still surprised that I'm working from home, especially in an expensive city like London. It's not easy to take that leap without a steady income, but I've made it work. So let's talk about the 3 signs it's time to quit your job and how you can do it too. Starting with the sign number 1, which is the most obvious one. Observing what you do daily in your current job and how you feel about it. If you are always excited about the upcoming weekend, constantly making plans for it, and can't wait for the workday to end, this could be a sign that you don't like what you're doing. But here's the trick. Life isn't always rainbows and sunshine. There are dark days, and your job is to be careful not to let a bad day make you think your whole life is bad. Maybe working for someone and being part of a community is right for you. But if you are in a bad spot, you might think something is wrong and feel the need to leave. If this isn't the case and you find yourself literally looking at the time 20 times a day, like I did, then you need to find your escape hatch immediately. When I was working for someone, one of my most frequent tasks was looking at the time and calculating how much longer I had to stay. This can be hard to see sometimes, especially if you are surrounded by people who all work for someone and constantly talk about how much they hate their jobs and can't wait for the weekends, yet they still continue working there. We are like animals. If we see others doing something, we tend to do the same, even if it makes us feel unfulfilled. If this is something you feel, I recommend leaving as soon as possible. At the end, I will share a step-by-step plan on how you can do it. Real quick, before I move to the second sign, I'd kindly appreciate any support for this channel. Subscribe, like and comment, as it helps the algorithm spread the video to more people who needs to hear this and change their lives for the better. Moving on to the second sign that you need to leave your job. To understand it better, let me share my story. While I worked in construction doing dirty labor, I dreamed of having a job where I wore a suit, looked good, felt important, and made more money. Long story short, within about 6 months, I was there, one of the best in a financial company, teaching others how to trade on the forex markets. Everything was great until I hit the financial ceiling. The commission I earned was 4 to 5 times higher than the average country salary, but because I knew I could do better, I aimed higher. This was the first time in my life when I felt that I couldn't grow. I came up with ideas, worked my ass off, only to hear the director say, "Can't give you more than that." That's when I left and started my internet business venture from zero. This is the sign that you can't grow to the level you aim for. I think the majority of industries have that ceiling. Depending on your goals, you must always have a North Star to aim for, to have a drive. Most of the time, having a job, the biggest motivation is the money you make. And if you can't make as much money as you like, this is your sign to leave. Last but not least, you don't feel part of the movement or a community in your company. You can't count on your fingers how many companies genuinely care about their workers. For majority, you are just a number in their spreadsheets. For example, they see you cost 10 units a day, but you produce 30 units a day, which means in your eyes of your boss, you are a machine making 20 units per day. If you are sick or something happens, the first thing they care about is when you will come back to get into the system. So as soon as you feel that, I recommend you to quit the job. If you are not part of a movement in your company, nowadays using social media, you can create your own movement and be the happiest and most fulfilled in your life. And as promised, here's the guide you can follow to make a plan before leaving your job. First of all, understand that it's not easy and won't be until you figure out how to make it a living on your own, which means you are in total control of your losses and your wins. The best part of having a job is getting paid regularly from the beginning, but starting your own business, the hardest part is the beginning. However, if you can make it through, you can make it through anything, I promise you. Also, remind yourself, there wasn't any time in your life when you didn't make it. No matter what you went through, if you remember any hard situation you looked back, you made it through. Maybe not to the level you expected, but you made it. Now back to the plan. The best thing is to have savings at least 3 to 4 months of your expenses. This helps you adapt slowly to the new responsibilities and allows you for more failures, with the hope that something will hit. If you don't have this amount of savings, do what I did. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Look at your skills and think about how much people usually pay for them. Start offering what you can do at discount and try to do it very well to get referrals. Handle the pressure, move on, but you can do it. Focus every day on doing the most important things that generate money first, then move on to another task. For example, I started by reaching out to clients to offer digital marketing and electrical service until I was exhausted. After that, I worked on building my online presence on social media. Don't start in reverse. Do the things that will bring money the fastest, then work from there. Another important part is to cut your expenses as much as possible without affecting your health, but affecting your comfort. Move if necessary, eat cheaper, don't go out, don't buy new clothes. The ones you have are enough. Trust me, this is a process. It can be more complicated if you are responsible for others. So if you don't feel strong enough to handle this stressful situation, do it slowly. Cut your expenses, save as much money as you can, and then when you have enough, quit the job. And remember, leave your job professionally and maintain a good relationship everywhere. The hardest part here is to leave the stress behind and be 100% focused on the action that will bring you results. Okay, here what we have learned in this video. First, you need to recognize patterns and behavior in your daily life that suggest you need to quit your job. Maybe you really hate the work you do, maybe you can't earn enough money for a fulfilling life, or maybe you don't feel part of the community and its movement. Once you realize you need to quit your job, you must create a realistic plan full of actions for what to do next to create the life you deserve. I have experienced this myself and I know how challenging it can be, especially if you have people depending on you, kids, family, but I can honestly say that every struggle is worth it. If you feel you need a confidence boost to make this important decision, make sure to watch the next video.